Good evening, trustees and San Jose Evergreen Community College District community. I'm pleased to welcome you to the opening night of our Culture Shift exhibit, illustrating some highlights from the unprecedented year we've all experienced and celebrating the ways the Evergreen Valley College community, our classified professionals, faculty, administrators, and our students have pivoted, reflected, and acted on our overarching commitment to student success and to our guiding principles of equity, opportunity, and social justice. Our first gallery exhibits some of the leadership changes that have happened at EVC this year, from the appointment of a new college president to the vice president of academic affairs, Dr. Mateus Pouncil, and two new deans, Robbie Kunkel over library learning resources, dual enrollment, and adult education, and Robert Gutierrez, who's joined us as the dean of language arts. We've also had a reorganization in student affairs where you, our board of trustees, has supported the creation of new director level positions that have allowed us to focus more specifically on supporting the employees, programs, and services that align with our equity plan and strategic goals. And tonight you'll consider two new appointments, the Dean of Enrollment Services and the Vice President of Student Affairs, that round out our leadership team. I'm so grateful to the managers and supervisors who are at EVC this year and have been champions and cheerleaders given the pivot to online instruction and remote services. Students are a reason for being here at EVC. We started this year with the foundational goal of humanizing our college community, and we're committed to hearing directly from our students as central to this endeavor. I'm pleased to share some of their voices tonight.
I'm sure I'm not alone when I say that I've never thought I would have to file for unemployment in my 20s. Yet because of the cost for healthcare and being part of the working poor class, it's hard to feel like we're not being put into an economic purgatory. Along with the shutdown came the switch to online learning, which has been difficult for everybody. Even faculty will tell you that they weren't familiar with. It's very human to forget that people have their own personal issues out of classwork. When I was first going through my first couple of weeks of quarantine, my motivation took a hit. I had been consistent in my classwork and was an active member of our associated student government right before the shutdown. Getting also laid off by my employer, not being able to attend classes nor government meetings in person made me feel depressed and even affected my motivation. However, talking with my family and close friends helped me realize that I was not alone. Along with talking out my problems, having instructors that were very understanding and who provided plenty of online resources helped me regain the fire that I had when I first joined ASG. Patience and understanding between instructors and students can make a difference, especially with students who have their own personal issues, who lose motivation, or who have trouble with understanding material. If EVC adopted its humanizing education framework, it could help students and faculty feel more connected as a community, especially now in this unprecedented time. It would make people feel like we are in the struggle together and that even those that are marginalized are being heard and aren't going to be further marginalized from society.
I believe we're making history. We're living through a pandemic that I honestly never thought I was going to see. Believe it or not, if it hadn't been, I feel like I adapted really quick to online classes. It never even crossed my mind to try to ask for a refund because my classes were not in person. Honestly, it's more like I was thrown into some experience and I had to deal with it. So I adapted. And I feel like, honestly, if it hadn't been for my online classes, I feel like my mental health would have suffered early on in the shelter in place, but now I've adapted. So just basically doing what I've done before, adapting to what has been thrown at me and just coping with it and moving forward. As a student of color, because I'm Mexican, and right now it is a scary time, but I believe it's needed to call attention to something like this. Injustices happen every day to people of color, and believe it or not, if we had the voice, this probably wouldn't have happened. If people were given the value they have as humans, this would not have happened.
Uh, Recently at EVC, I've had a teacher who she lived in a space of privilege where I live in 70 trees. I don't live in Evergreen. I don't live by the hills. And those are more affluent people or people who have a higher income than I do. And for me to come to school, it was me taking 2 buses, and I don't control the bus. And I was being late by like 12 minutes to her class. And I remember we had a conversation, and she basically was like, well, you know, you got to figure it out. She's like, well, why can't you come here early? And mind you, her class is at 9. That means I had to get to the bus by like 7:40, 7:30. Before that, I got to cut through, I got to walk from my house. The bus stop is like 15 minutes from my house. I got to cut through the park. And I mean, it's dark before then. So I'm like, I'm not really going to go walk out of my house at like 7:15 when it's still dark, going through the like park. That's not happening. Sorry, we don't live in a nice world where I could just do that. As recent as last year, a lot of activity of human trafficking happening, and especially around my area, I was not comfortable just leaving my house. So I was explaining all this to her, and she, I asked her point blank, are you familiar with Seven Trees? Are you familiar with Andrew Hill? She said no, and she basically was just in her own bubble and saying, you gotta figure it out. And while that's great, and she has the privilege to have the mentality of pull yourself by the bootstraps, that we are now as people learning, if we are in all this together, we are all learning that no, not everybody does have the ability to pull yourself by the bootstraps. Teachers, especially non-Black teachers, especially white educators, need to understand that not all of us come from the same space. Not all of us can just have a positive outlook on life all the time. We can't. It's hard.
I came to the United States by the age of 16 without my parents or any relatives. And I spoke little English because that's my first language in Vietnamese. But I have to say that I'm so lucky and I'm grateful and happy because like my experiences in the US have been so much improved. When I started to be more socially active and start impacting other people positively by connecting with everyone's many student clubs and different programs at Evergreen Valley College, I have made many more friends on our campus. And I even speak English confidently as my second language. I realized that Evergreen Valley College in San Jose City is the right place for me to make me feel like I belong here.
Our students are so powerful. They are our greatest teachers. From the appreciation of the ways in which we pivoted to online instruction, to telling us their lived experiences and calling on us to do better. Their voices served as a touchstone throughout the entire year, and you can see our commitment to their call to action woven throughout the exhibit. One of the strengths of EVC is the partnerships we have with business and industry to provide high quality education and training to meet regional and statewide workforce demands. These programs offer students the opportunity to get skills, training, and exposure to companies and industries they might never have heard about. This gallery illustrates just a couple of partnerships, and I'm pleased to highlight one in particular, our partners at Netflix.
Hello, my name is Emily McGrath, and I'm the Director of Workforce Development at NextFlex. Here at NextFlex, our dual mission is to advance U.S. manufacturing of flexible hybrid electronics and facilitate the creation of a skilled workforce to support domestic innovation in advanced manufacturing. As part of our mission to create a talent pipeline for the advanced manufacturing sector, we developed a portfolio of programs that leverage our position as an intermediary organization in this space. Our flagship outreach and recruitment program, Flex Factor, was launched in partnership with Evergreen Valley College in 2016. Since then, we have increased the scope and depth of our partnership to include a variety of education and workforce development initiatives designed to meet the needs of Silicon Valley employers. Through trailblazing programs that unite diverse players from across the workforce development sector, EVC and NextFlex have implemented a nationally recognized model for talent development that centers around community college pathways. Through recruitment strategies that immerse students in exciting STEM-based career pathways, industry-led instruction, and work-based learning, EVC and NextLex are working together to break the mold for workforce development. Together, we have navigated the ever-changing COVID-19 global pandemic to not only continue delivery of current programs, but also to launch a new advanced manufacturing technology program at EVC through a highly competitive National Science Foundation grant. Our collaborative strategies have gained attention from leading government agencies such as the National Science Foundation, the Department of Education, and the Department of Defense, as well as industry players including Boeing, Jabil, and DuPont. Working together, EVC and NextLex are demonstrating how community colleges are an integral part of creating a resilient and competitive industrial base.
In addition to partnerships with business and industry, this gallery displays other key partnerships at the college. From Univision, who highlighted and supported telling our students' stories, to our new EVC commission in partnership with the District Foundation. I'm excited we have 15 community and business leaders developing and fundraising a program to tackle wealth accumulation and more widespread financial literacy for our students. Income inequality has grown twice as quickly in the Silicon Valley than that of the state and the nation over the past decade. And the top 16% of households hold 81% of the wealth, while the bottom 53% hold a mere 2% of investable assets. It is important to have these partnerships. I also want to highlight our partnership with Chopsticks Alley.
Hi, my name is Trami Krohn. I'm the Executive Artistic Director for Chopsticks Alley Art. We promote Southeast Asian artists and cultural heritage through the arts. And how we do that is through exhibits, art classes, performances, and events. And the whole point of it all is to celebrate the cultural diversity of Southeast Asian contemporary art and foster greater understanding and connectivity through the arts, right, with the San Jose community at large. We serve low-income families, Southeast Asian artists, elders, the LGBTQ community, and individuals with different ability. And we started to plan an exhibit in person October of 2020. And as you know, the world is not what it used to be. So we ended up switching gear really quick, and we had a virtual art exhibit in January through March of this year in 2021. The exhibit is called Fragments. It's about the sharing of our identities and all the broken pieces and how each of our artists interpret it. The bottom line for us is this: we love that Evergreen opened up your art gallery for us to be able to do this. So it creates a community connection. It helps the kids to see representation. And then our artists felt they were recognized, and to be put in the spotlight and be interviewed and have their work exhibited was just incredible for them. And then to also now creating this new opportunities personally for myself to be able to join the Evergreen Commission to help further the work. From Chopsticks Alley to all of you, thank you. And we look forward to so many more opportunities for us to serve. Have a good day.
As Trami shared, we were so pleased to host the Fragments exhibit with Chopsticks Alley and the EVC Art Department. I want to give a shout out to Rachel Lazo, faculty in our art department, who did an incredible job laying out this virtual exhibit you are seeing. The exhibit featured 4 artists, but I'm going to just share a couple tonight. Jerry Hira was a lifelong San Jose resident, philanthropist, and supporter of the arts. Many didn't know that Jerry was also an artist himself, and this exhibit, while posthumous, was the first time his work was exhibited. It was wonderful to see his family and lifelong friends celebrate his work. The second artist is Hadi Agahi, a former EVC student who has gone on to create prolific works of art. This oil on canvas enigma of freedom illustrates the internal fragmentation felt by so many of our students and community members as we struggle with our intersectional identities and the expectations of others. Our Campus Improvements Gallery showcases the incredible work that's been happening to transform our physical campus community, making it a more welcoming and vibrant place for our students. from wellness stations and signage, internal classroom renovations, and the exterior painting as well. You can clearly see the transformation. We are also excited about the North ADA Fire Lane project we kicked off as well. Check it out. You can see as we're moving through the virtual illustration of what's happening and how our campus will be transformed. New signage that give building markers that we've been putting in across campus, a better thoroughfare for students to come to, and obviously places to sit and mingle and be covered are also included. And as we continue down the thoroughfare, really what we're hoping to do is pull our campus community together so that we're interconnected. You'll see here we'll end at an incredible fountain. I'm grateful to VP Alexander, AVC DeGray, the Bond team, and the classified faculty, administrators, and students who've served on our planning committees for these projects. Couched directly in the voices of our students, our campus community has ramped up its commitment to cultivating care. This gallery exhibits just a few examples of the ways we've been doing that. From our classified Senate leadership, who kicked off our Caring Campus initiative with over 30 classified professionals and the Institute for Evidence-Based Change, developing behavioral commitments we can adopt campus-wide as we strive to humanize our campus and actively demonstrate our commitment to students. We've also expanded our resources and support for mental health and wellness and expanded our team providing direct services to students. Our care extends no further than our incredible food distribution efforts. To date, we serve 1,681 unduplicated students, 9,079 total individuals, 116 community members, and distributed over 302,000 pounds of food. This effort would not be possible without the leadership from Director Renaya Johnson and the amazing group of volunteers. We've also been sending messages to our students expressing support and encouragement. This is one example of a message sent to our undocumented students. And you can see that our care continues to extend thanks to the incredible work of our nursing and allied health team and our nursing students who are out in the community doing COVID testing and administering vaccines. I want to recognize the yeoman's work the faculty have done over the last year to pivot to online instruction, writing and approving 321 distance education supplements, learning new technology, and so much more. I know I've shared before, but I wanted to highlight again that 46 faculty who've gotten together and made a commitment to creating inclusive classrooms through culturally responsive teaching and learning practices and assessing their curriculum and instruction. We are 2 weeks into our faculty inquiry groups, and I'm pleased with the progress and looking forward to sharing the great work of the faculty soon. Nothing was going to stop this campus community from offering rich co-curricular programs that fostered learning and celebration this year. This gallery illustrates just a smattering of events we offered, from one supporting History Months to topical discussions like the Envisioning Equity Speaker Series hosted by our Student Equity Committee. All elevated our understanding and brought us closer together even though we were physically apart. This was another great year for this beloved campus community. In addition to the accolades displayed in this gallery, we were also recognized by the Chronicle of Higher Education as the 4th most diverse faculty in the nation. We started our exhibit with student voices that grounded us this year, and it felt fitting to end with them as well. Not only are our students our greatest teachers, but they are our inspiration too. Through projects and performances and sharing their stories, they exhibited such creativity, empathy, flexibility, and innovation. I'm pleased to share a couple of small highlights tonight.
Kung tayo ay matanda na, far as my impact goes, I want to be a patient advocate. I feel so good being the nurse that came out from Evergreen Valley College, and I feel just blessed to have had that option and to be who I am now and be able to help patients and impact their lives every single day. So, my name is Christiana Ajuar McIntosh, and this is my EVC Impact.
I just want to thank you for attending this celebration of our Culture Shift exhibit tonight. I want to particularly thank you, our Board of Trustees, for all of your leadership and support for this beloved college and our district community, and offer my gratitude to the faculty, classified professionals, administrators, and students who trust us enough to serve at and attend Evergreen Valley College.